Hey guys, and welcome. If you're wondering which radar detector you should buy, in this video we're going to be talking about some of the most popular top picks that are available on the market today. What we're looking at here, we've got the Valentine One, the Escort Redline, the Escort Passport Max 2, the Escort Passport, and we're going to be talking about a fifth detector that's not pictured here, which is the Beltronics Sti-R Plus. So we're going to be talking about 5 of the best and most popular radar detectors that are available today. We're not going to be going crazy in depth into all the different features. If you're wondering about that stuff, definitely check out more of my videos. I've got a lot of stuff where I go into more detail. For this one, we're going to give you kind of a higher level overview so you get a better idea as far as which ones you should look into, which one you should buy. I'm also going to be giving you, in the video description, there's going to be links to not only more information with other videos that give you additional information, but also exactly how to set up each of these detectors to maximize the performance and also minimize the false alerts. There are some features that are not enabled by default from the factory, and so if you customize it, you're really going to get the best experience possible. And I've got information with all the detectors as far as exactly how to do that. Finally, at the end, I'm going to talk about actually where to go to purchase the detectors. That way you get not only a good price, but also awesome customer service, great return policy if you decide you don't like the detector, and also a warranty with the detector, because depending on where you buy it, you may or may not get that. So we're going to cover that at the end, where you should go. So with that said, let's just kind of run through relatively quickly what the specialty of each detector is so that you get an idea as far as whether or not it's a good fit for you based on what you're looking for, your budget, and where you drive. Quick note about price in terms of retail pricing. For just the detectors, no accessories or anything, you're looking at $400, $500, $600, $350, and for the Sti-R Plus, $1,300. So that's the pricing of the detectors that we're looking at. Obviously, you can get less expensive and more affordable detectors. I'm going to be addressing them towards the end of this video as well once we get into price. This is going to be covering some of the best and most popular ones that are out there that really are going to be giving you a really good solid level of protection. We want a detector that's going to be doing a great job of detecting radar and is awesome at filtering out false alerts. There are other products out there, but they're going to start really compromising on some of these things that, in my experience, really start to compromise my own confidence in trusting the detector. Like, yes, it's true that no matter which detector you get, you can still get tickets. None of them is going to make it totally bulletproof. But these are going to be some of the best options that are available, and these are the ones that I would recommend to my friends and family and to you guys as well. I wouldn't feel comfortable recommending you something that's going to put you necessarily in a bad position. So I want you guys to really have a good level of confidence and security when you're driving, and that's why I'm focusing here on these ones. So let's go ahead and talk about briefly each detector and kind of give you an idea as far as what their specialties are. That way you've got a feel as far as if it's a good fit for you. This is the Valentine One right here. Very popular detector, been around for a long time. One of its specialties is it actually has arrows, so it can tell you if a signal is coming in front of you or behind, which is really, really useful in practice. Big difference versus it just goes beep versus you pull onto an on-ramp and you know if that beep just was behind you or in front. Gives you a lot of really useful information. This guy also does a great job at detecting radar in the city and in the highway. It used to be really, really noisy. There have been some features that have been added to it recently to really help deal with the false alerts and quiet the detector down. So this guy does a great job on the highway. Around town, it can be pretty chatty, and you are going to want to look into some of the accessories in order to help deal with that. You've got accessories like Savvy, or you can pair it with an iPhone to help quiet things down when you're at low speeds. If you want your radar detector to actually be able to learn and lock out false alerts that are always there, such as grocery stores or drugstores, for that you are going to want to pair it with an Android phone and run the app Yavi One. If you're curious about that, watch my videos on Yavi One, tell you all about the app, how to use it, how to set it up, and how to get started with the app. It does take a little bit more practice. It's not going to be plug and play, but it's going to give you one of the best all-around packages that you can get on the market today. That's basically the take on the V1. You get a lot of really useful information and just a really, really awesome all-around package, especially if you pair it with an Android phone. So that's going to be the V1. With the Redline, This detector specialty is basically giving you raw, all-out performance. Like, if you're in an area and you absolutely want to detect radar, this is going to give you the best job at detecting radar way far away before it's your turn to get clocked. It does an awesome job at detecting radar, I mean, practically around mountains and over hills and through trees. Like, this guy is just awesome at sniffing out radar. The other ones can also do a really good job as well, but the Redline is going to be the leader when it comes to all-out performance. Additionally, this has one feature that none of the other detectors do, which is that it is immune from detection by radar detector detectors. If you happen to be in an area such as Virginia, Washington, D.C., or some provinces in Canada where radar detectors are illegal, in those areas they often use radar detector detectors to sniff out people who are using radar detectors. This detector is the only one out of the ones shown here that have immunity from detection by radar detector detectors. It does actually have some special stealth technology built in so that radar detector detectors cannot pick this up. So if that's something that you need, this is a good one to look at. Now this guy is going to be the Max 2. This is going to be the most expensive detector here. However, it's also jam-packed with features in the detector. This is designed to just, you buy it, you plug it in, you install it on your windshield, and it just kind of does everything all by itself. You don't have to program it, you don't have to understand things, it just does everything on its own. And that's why it's actually Escort's, like, one of their best-selling and most popular detectors, is because it just does an awesome job. It gives you great radar detection performance, it does a great job at filtering out false alerts. It just does it all for you out of the box, which is pretty awesome. So if you're looking for the ease of use and everything in one self-contained package, the Max 2 is going to be the best choice out of the ones shown here. A lot of the features that are available in the Max 2 you can get with the other detectors, but it's going to require things like pairing it with your cell phone. And so if you don't necessarily want to do that, this is the way to go. Again, some of these other guys may actually perform better in some areas, like this guy's going to give you longer range. The range here is going to be similar to the V1, maybe a touch behind, but pretty similar. So it's not going to be the best really in any one category, but it's designed to kind of give you it's a jack of all trades, master of none, basically. It's kind of everything in one self-contained unit. It also, built in, has alerts for red light cameras and speed cameras. And so if you live in an area where those are very prominent, that's the only detector that's going to alert you to them. That said, you can also run Waze, W-A-Z-E, Waze. It's a free app for your phone. It'll also give you that information. And in fact, it actually works a little bit better than the red light cameras, the alerts available there. And so for that reason, I actually typically run the alerts turned off there and just let my phone do everything. So again, you can find other options. It may perform here and there a little bit better, but the Max 2, its specialty is it just kind of does everything for you, and it does it on its own. So that's really what that detector is suited for. It's great for the highway, it's great for the city. It's kind of your all-around pick. Your Passport is going to be, in a sense, really similar to the Max 2 if you're willing to pair it with a cell phone. It doesn't have a GPS chip built in, and so because of that, it's not going to be able to automatically learn and lock out your false alerts. If you pair it with your phone, you can just tell your phone, hey, this is a false alert, I want you to lock it out. So it's not going to be automatic like here. So just like with the Redline and the Passport, you're going to have to tell your phone to manually lock those signals out. Again, with the V1, you can also get automatic lockouts just like the Max 2. If you run Yavi One on Android, you can get that feature as well. But it does require a phone. It's not built in. This is the only one that's kind of all, self-contained package. This guy right here, if you pair it with your phone, you can get the GPS lockouts, and you can get a lot of the other features like the muting at low speeds when you're not, you're sitting at a traffic light and your detector stays quiet. That feature is going to require your cell phone. So, that's going to be kind of your affordable solution if you're willing to pair it with your phone, and if you're also, really important, willing to sacrifice a little bit in terms of performance. It's going to be the slowest detector here at alerting. It's not like molasses slow by any means. It's the fastest version of this platform that they have. They're kind of budget, affordable radar detectors. It's the fastest version, most developed version of it. So it is going to be a little bit slower here, but because of some of the changes they made there, it is going to kind of bring it up a little bit. Its detection range, maybe it's kind of its biggest flaw, its detection range is going to be reduced compared to your other options there. So it does better with signals straight off in front of you. It does start to lag a little bit if a signal is coming off at an angle. So if you've got a lot of curves or the cop's sitting off to the side or something, it's not going to be as good at detecting signals from an angle. So you are going to have some compromises in terms of radar detection. But if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit in terms of performance and you're willing to pair it with your phone, that's actually a way to save some money. So like this guy has a Bluetooth chip built in. This guy you'll want to pair it with your phone, but you got to buy the Bluetooth chip. It's another $50. Here it's another $100. For these two guys, it's actually built in. So, it's maybe less accessories that you got to buy, right? It's kind of more self-contained like that. So that's basically what you're looking at here. It's going to be the affordable solution if you're willing to compromise a little bit on sensitivity, reaction time, and pair it with your phone to get lockouts. Now, finally, if you like the idea of the Redline and getting like crazy all-out maximum range, and you want something that is immune from radar detector detectors, that's important to you, whether or not that is or not, this next detector will give it to you. You like the idea of this detector, but you also want the automatic GPS lockouts of this guy, you can purchase the Beltronics Sti-R Plus. It is a fully integrated unit. It's a custom installed unit. It's basically this in a weatherproof case that you install in your grill. You then put a display and a control module in your car, and it's going to give you pretty much these two guys combined. It's got all the ease of use, the automatic lockouts, the high performance, all that stuff in one package. It is more expensive. It's more than twice as expensive as any detector here. And you're going to have to custom install it in your car, which either takes time for you to do it yourself, or you got to pay a professional to do it for you. But if that's something that you're looking for, that is a great pick. Additionally, another time when that may be important is if you have a car that has magnetic film in the windshield, such as a Tesla, that can actually be detrimental to radar detector performance. It also will negatively impact any sort of GPS receiver. Like if you get a GPS device, that'll negatively impact that. And so what you'll need is some sort of external device like the Sti-R Plus that's not behind a windshield. Additionally, because you have nothing on the windshield, it's not going to be visible to thieves, to cops that are around, to anybody else. Like, they're not going to know that you have a radar detector. And so if you want something that's totally stealth in terms of visibility and stealth to radar detector detectors, that's something that you need, the Sti-R Plus is an awesome choice for that. So for those reasons, those are going to be pretty much some of the best radar detectors that you can get there. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of other radar detectors on the market. There's some that cost less. There's other ones that are very similar to these. Why did I pick these? Well, like I mentioned earlier in the video, these are the ones that will really give you solid performance, that will do a great job of filtering out false alerts. These are kind of some of the main ones that I would personally choose to drive around with, especially these guys, more so for the performance rather than this guy. I have my own preferences, of course, but something that I would not prefer might be a perfect pick for somebody else. Like, maybe I generally prefer running with this guy, but sometimes this guy is actually a better pick for me. So there really is no one-size-fits-all solution. It really comes down to what you need. So that's why, we're addressing several different detectors. Now, what about kind of the low-end detectors that are more affordable, maybe in the $100, $200 range? Well, the thing is, the detectors in those ranges, while they can and they absolutely will also lead you to saves against, tickets from radar guns, you are really going to start to compromise performance. They may compromise performance too much. Maybe their false alert capabilities are, not up to par with some of these detectors. Maybe they don't offer the ability to learn and automatically lock out false alerts. Like, you don't have that ability at all. That's a really useful feature. So these are the ones that I would really feel most comfortable running myself and recommending to anybody else who asked me. And so, yes, there's other choices, but these are going to be some of the best on the market. Again, yes, you can save money by going for a less expensive detector, but you may save $100, $200, but if you get owned because your detector failed you, now you've got the cost of the speeding ticket, insurance premium hikes, potentially lawyer fees, having to go to court, the extra time you spent in court. I mean, just the headache and hassle and extra costs. Is it worth spending $100 or saving $100 or two? Honestly, in my mind, not really. Like, if you're depending on this product to really help you out, that's not an area where I would really feel comfortable cutting corners and saving money. You may agree or disagree, totally cool, but that's kind of my take on the lower tier detectors. That's why I would generally recommend spending, you don't necessarily have to go all out for the most expensive one, but get something really solid and capable, and that's why I'm recommending these detectors here. So no matter which one you choose, again, go into the video description. You'll see instructions, videos showing you exactly how to customize these guys and set them up. So that once you purchase them, you can go ahead and set them up to give you maximum performance and minimal false alerts, above and beyond what's available with the factory default. So watch my videos. I'll go ahead and teach you how to set up any of these detectors. Now, finally, let's talk about purchasing. Where should you go? Well, this is kind of important for a number of reasons. One of the most important reasons is that if you go for the lowest price possible, you may not actually get a warranty with the detectors. If you buy from an unauthorized retailer and then you need repairs or something goes wrong with your detector, these manufacturers may not actually warranty your product. And the warranty is really important, so you are going to go through an authorized retailer. There's also some little nuances as far as where you buy them from, so I'm going to go ahead and give you my recommendations on what I recommend and actually where I buy my radar detectors. So let's go ahead and start with the V1. Valentine does not actually sell their products through other third-party distributors. You can only buy them from the manufacturer, and that's where I recommend buying a V1. You can buy them used, but the used market, they don't really sell cheap for two reasons. Number one, not everybody realizes that this detector, while it's been out for like 2 decades, there's been some pretty substantial improvements in performance and features. And so you may go buy one 10 years ago, 10 years old, and it may be selling for almost the same price as brand new because people don't realize the differences in detectors. You have to find out the serial number, plug it in on their website, and find out. Additionally, Valentine doesn't sell them overseas, and so the market of buying these things, from international users is really, really high, and so you're not going to find them super cheap. Sometimes people actually buy them brand new, mark them up over full retail so they can make a profit, and then ship them out overseas. And so, some people will actually sell them for more than full retail. And so I really generally wouldn't recommend buying them used unless you know you're buying one of the newest versions, and you can confirm with a serial number. If you're looking to save money, here's the way to do that. With these detectors, you do have a 30-day trial. If you don't like it, send it back, get your money back, right? With Valentine, what they do is with their returned units, they'll actually take them in, they'll clean them up, make sure they're good to go like new, and they'll turn around and they'll sell them as a discount as a returned unit. They'll sell them for 10% off. And so instead of $400, they'll sell them for $360. So if you're looking to save some cash, that's actually the way that you should do it here with the Valentine. You're going to want to give them a call at their 1-800 number and ask them if they have any returned units. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends on what they got in stock at any time. Additionally, you're going to want to pick up the Bluetooth module so you can pair it with your phone and really customize the detector and really add some important features that will really bring it up to par. The iPhone version is okay. I'm an iPhone guy. You will be able to control the detector a little bit more, customize it, program it, things that you can't do through just the detector alone. And if you download the app Stealth Assist, $10 app, download that, you can also mute the detector at low speeds. If you want GPS lockouts like these guys offer, where you can actually learn and filter out false alerts, that's only available in Android. So for that, you're going to want to buy an Android Bluetooth module, pair it with your V1. It's $50 for the module, and download the free app YAV1. YAV number 1. If you're curious about that, search my channel. I've got videos showing you all about the app, instructions and video guides on how to set it up, what all the different features are and all. It's not the most plug and play, and so I would recommend taking a look at the video so you can learn a little bit about it and how to actually get it set up. So that's all on my channel. You're going to want to grab YAV1, and that's going to give you the best all-around package. Just go to V1, grab this, grab the Android Bluetooth module. If you don't have an Android phone, you can buy a prepaid Android phone, super cheap, 20, 30, 40 bucks. It's going to basically be a dedicated display. You don't have to activate it and pay for minutes or data or anything. All you need is Bluetooth to pair to your detector and GPS to drive around. That's it. You don't need data. You don't need internet. You don't have to buy minutes. Wi-Fi will let you update the app. That's it. Basically, get a cheap Android phone, Bluetooth module, and that's going to give you an awesome all-around package. That's actually my favorite pick in terms of radar detector, and that's what I run day in and day out. If you want to get an Escort product like this, what I would recommend is go to Amazon. You guys know all about Amazon. They're awesome. They're going to give you, great pricing, great return policies, awesome, no questions asked. So if you turns out you don't like the detector, go there. And they'll also give you a warranty. A note about Amazon is third parties can also sell on Amazon. If you buy it from a third party, Escort will not honor your warranty. So if you go to Amazon, make sure that you're buying it directly from Amazon and not from their third-party stores. So verify that before you buy. If you buy one of these, I'm going to go ahead and give you, actually for all the detectors, I'm going to go ahead and just give you links in the video description. You can click on that and it'll take you right to the page. If you want to buy it from Amazon, if you click those, go through my links, it'll actually support me, and I do make a little bit as well in terms of Amazon's affiliate program. So if you want to buy one of the Escort products, click on that link and it does support me, and it's a way that you can give back and say thank you. You know, it does help me out as well. A quick note, if you want to get the Max 2, if you're not planning on pairing it with your phone, you can get the original Max. It retails for $50 less, and the only difference is that it doesn't have a Bluetooth module built in. You have to buy an additional Bluetooth module to pair it with your phone. If you're not going to do that, you can buy the original Max, save a little bit of money, and just plug it in, and it'll do everything on its own. And I'll put a link to the original Max in the video description as well, so you can take a look at that instead of or in addition to the Max 2. So a nice way there to save a little bit of cash as well. Finally, with the Sti-R Plus, they don't sell it on Amazon. So here's what I'd recommend. The other place where I go to buy my radar detectors is through bestradaardetectors.net. I don't make any money, you know, if you go buy from him. I recommend him because I know Tom, the guy who, you know, runs the shop. He is awesome on the forums. He's super helpful with enthusiasts. Great guy. His customer service is just outstanding. Like, that's where I go to buy my radar detectors as well. If I don't go to Amazon or I go, you know, buy it right from V1, that's where I go to buy them. Absolutely recommend him. Great guy. He can help answer any questions as far as what radar detector you should get. Call him up, buy there. The Sti-R Plus there, it retails for $1,300. You can go there, and that's where I would recommend purchasing it from. So you can go on places like eBay, but generally speaking, even though it's cheaper on eBay, you're not going to get the warranty. So that's definitely something also to look into. Yeah, so there you go. There's a look at purchasing. So now that you've got kind of a basic understanding as far as the different detectors, I'm going to give you just kind of one quick run through finally as far as the specialty of each one. And then you can go into video description for additional videos that give you more information about comparisons and detectors and all. So basically, to summarize the specialty of each one, arrows, big point there to let you know where the radar is. Awesome performance on the highways, not so great in the city on its own. If you add Savvy, which you can buy, $70 module, it'll mute the detector at low speeds. If you pair it with your phone, it'll really, really help, especially on Android around town, and really helps kind of complete the package of what the V1 has available. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty chatty and noisy. So really great on the highway, awesome in the city, especially with the phone, and it's actually the best detector out of any of the ones here that can filter out the most annoying source of blind spot falses, or false alerts, which are cars that have blind spot falsing systems. So that's the V1. Redline, top-notch performance, longest range possible, and immunity from radar detectors. The blind spot filtering is not quite as good as the V1, but it is better than what's available on the Max 2. If you want to pair it with your phone, you are going to have to buy an Escort Live module, which is another $100, and then do that. If you want just easy all-in-one package where you don't have to program things too much or really understand the ins and outs of radar, grab yourself a Max 2. Again, it's the most expensive detector here, but it's the easiest to use, and it's going to be an all-in-one self-contained kit, plus also red light cameras and speed cameras built into the unit. If you're willing to sacrifice a little bit in terms of performance and you want to save some money, the Max is going to, or not the Max, the Passport is going to be a great choice there. You can pair it with your phone to get the GPS lockouts and low speed muting that you'll get with this guy. And red light cameras, all that good stuff. But on its own, reduced performance, reduced price, but still, great price. Still a good performer all the way around. The reason that false alert happened actually is when you run multiple detectors like this, they do actually emit different radar energy, which is why they're detectable by radar detectors, and they can, in extremely close proximity, actually cause false alerts and interference and stuff on other detectors. So anyways, if you see an actual test where people are comparing the performance on radar detectors and they're running 2 or more, but especially 2 radar detectors side by side like this, you're going to get false alerts, you're going to get missed alerts, you're going to get reduced performance. It's not an accurate test if you're running multiple detectors side by side. kind of beyond the scope of this video, but just kind of something good to keep in mind when you're doing additional research. It is problematic if you're running two detectors side by side. Awesome for video. I wish it worked because then you can compare them, which one has better range and performance and stuff, but you will get oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes inaccurate results when you do this. So something to keep in mind. And also why I generally recommend, when possible, run just one detector. Don't run multiple at the same time. Some people do, but again, different discussion. So yeah. And then finally, the Sti-R Plus. If you want kind of, range, undetectability of this guy, and you want the ease of use and red light camera alerts, automatic GPS lockouts, and you want something custom installed that doesn't have anything hanging on your windshield, not visible to thieves, not visible to police, and is hidden from view, it's more aesthetically pleasing potentially, Sti-R Plus by Beltronics is going to be a great choice. So there you go. There's a look at actually some of the top picks and the best radar detectors that are available on the market today. Again, there's cheaper ones, but you're going to have some pretty serious compromises, which is why I generally would feel most comfortable with running and recommending these 5 radar detectors here. 4 ones pictured, plus the Sti-R Plus. So there you go. If you like this, go ahead and, check out the links in the video description for additional information. Click on the subscribe button to stay updated to new videos as I post them. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask down in the comment area below. Other than that, thanks very much for watching. I hope that's been helpful for you guys. And happy driving, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.